All right, let's just get right into it. There's this one huge question about AI that seems to be on literally everyone's mind. It's the one that keeps us up at night, the one that sparks both incredible excitement and, let's be honest, a little bit of fear. And that question is, what is going to happen to all the jobs? Well, get ready for this number. The World Economic Forum predicts that by the end of this year, AI is on track to have replaced a staggering 85 million jobs. And if that's not enough, Goldman Sachs says that about two-thirds of all occupations could see at least some level of automation from AI. It's a massive, almost hard-to-believe number. And this, right here, brings us to the central paradox we're gonna unpack. I mean, think it through. If jobs go away, income dries up. If income dries up, people stop spending. And if people stop spending, well, demand just collapses and the whole economy grinds to a halt. So if nobody has a job, who's left to buy all the stuff? To even begin to answer that, we've got to take a step back. Because this feeling, this panic about technology taking over, it's not new, not by a long shot. In fact, this anxiety has a really, really long history. So let's get some perspective. What's so wild is that this fear of the robots are coming for our jobs has been around forever. I mean, look at this. It pops up again and again throughout history. You had the first whispers of it way back in the 16th century. Then came the Industrial Revolution, with widespread panic as machines started replacing skilled artisans. And remember the 2000s, with all the anxiety about software and outsourcing? Yep, every single major leap in technology has brought this exact same end-of-the-world thinking right along with it. So yeah, the fear is old news, but something does feel different this time, doesn't it? And what's different, what's got everyone on edge, is the sheer mind-bending speed of it all. The pace at which AI is growing and weaving itself into everything we do is just unlike anything we have ever seen. And it's making even the experts wonder if maybe this time the old rules don't apply. This incredible speed has kicked off a huge debate, and it's basically split everyone into three main camps trying to figure out where we're all headed. We can call them the bear case, the bull case, and then a third really interesting option, the decentralized case. Okay, let's break this down. On one side, you have the bear case. This is the pessimistic view. The people in this camp are sounding the alarm big time. They're predicting massive, permanent job loss that leads to that consumption crisis we talked about and just runaway inequality. But then you have the bull case. This is the optimistic camp. They argue that AI will actually make everything cheaper, creating this new era of abundance where we can all work less, maybe under 30 hours a week, and have a way higher quality of life as new and even better jobs are created. But then there's this third path. It's a more nuanced idea that goes beyond just good or bad. It suggests that the very idea of a job is about to change forever, leading to something they're calling the decentralized case. So, depending on which one of these futures actually happens, our society could go in one of three very different directions. These paths could lead to universal basic income, the creation of totally new kinds of jobs, or this fundamental shift to something called decentralized labor. Okay, so path number one is universal basic income, or UBI. The idea is pretty simple. If AI takes most of the jobs, the government just pays everyone a basic living stipend to keep the economy afloat. The pros, it could free people up to be more creative, start businesses, and innovate without worrying about next month's rent. The cons, people worry about the huge cost and whether anyone would even want to work anymore. But what's really interesting is that a real-world test in Finland actually saw a small increase in employment. Kind of counterintuitive, right? Path 2 is the classic argument. New tech always creates new jobs. And this stat just says it all. 60% of the jobs people have today, think about it, a social media manager, a cloud architect, those jobs didn't even exist 80 years ago. We're already seeing new roles like AI specialists pop up. But there is a big warning sign here. This shift could make the gap between the rich and poor even wider, creating more high-paying jobs and more low-paying jobs, and just completely gutting the middle. And that brings us to the third path, and maybe the most game-changing one of all, decentralized labor. This isn't just about new jobs for old. This is about the end of the traditional job as we know it. It's about a world full of independent, highly skilled specialists who call their own shots. Okay, so let's really dig into this idea, because what it's really saying is that the tools to build and create are now in the hands of the individual. Thanks to AI, a single person or tiny team can now do what used to take a whole corporation. The power is shifting. The investor Naval Ravikant just nails the mindset shift with this quote. For generations, the model was, you rent out your time to a company for a salary. The new model, the path to freedom, is owning a piece of the value you create. You have to own equity in something. That's the core idea of this whole decentralized revolution. So the economic theory behind this is called the atomization of the firm. It sounds complicated, but it's not. Basically, technology is making it so cheap and easy to work with people outside your company that big, slow corporations just don't make sense anymore. The best size for a company is getting smaller and smaller, breaking down into these nimble little teams and even solo operators who just link up for projects. Kind of like how a movie crew comes together to shoot a film and then disbands. And you know what? This isn't some sci-fi future. Look at this. Right now in the US, businesses with 0 employees, we're talking solopreneurs, freelancers, creators, they already make up a whopping 78% of all businesses. The age of the individual entrepreneur is already here. But, and this is a really important but, we have to look at the other side. A recent McKinsey study found that 62% of those independent workers actually say they'd rather have a stable full-time job. So not everyone is loving this transition. There's a real disconnect there. So what's going on? What's the problem? It's not that people don't want freedom or want to make an impact. The gap is in education. Our entire system, from kindergarten to college, is designed to teach us how to be good employees, not how to be owners. Nobody teaches us how to package what we know, how to market ourselves, and how to sell our skills directly. That's the skill we all need to learn now. Because the opportunity that AI is giving us is all about one thing: leverage. Unprecedented leverage. It's giving one person the ability to achieve what used to take an army of people. I mean, just look at these numbers. They are absolutely mind-blowing. Midjourney, the AI art tool, is pulling in over 150 million euros a year with a team of just 10 people. Safe Superintelligence has a valuation of $32 billion with only 20 employees. This is the new scale of business. This is what individual leverage looks like. So let's bring this all home. What does this actually mean for you, for me, for all of us? How do you navigate this massive shift? Well, it all comes down to totally rethinking how you view your career and how you create value. We have to completely reframe the conversation. For years, we've been asking this question that's born from fear, a question that makes us sound like we're just passive victims of technology. But that is the wrong question to be asking. The real question, the much more powerful question, is this: how will you use these new tools to create something unique and build your own leverage? The people who will be buying everything in the future are the same people who always have, the ones who create value. So whether AI creates a bunch of new jobs or not, the economy is decentralizing. And for anyone who learns to ride that wave, this isn't the end of work. It's the beginning of a world with more freedom, more impact, and more opportunity than ever before.